Hello everybody! Saltsuit Ren back with another episode of Swooning Over Stans, the Grunkle dating sim! Where we last left off, we went on a fishing trip with Stan as Mabel and Dipper ran off to go watch Grenda Jr. give birth to Grenda Jr. Extreme? I think her iguana apparently was a live birth, which... didn't know iguanas did that. I should probably actually look that up, see if that's a thing. Anyway, for now, the save file called this part, like, Boom Pow, or something like that. It was something like that. I don't remember what it was exactly. But, anyway, it's a new day, and you wake up early, grasped with a desire to go outdoors. You decide breakfast for one doesn't sound too bad, and maybe a walk. Greasy's isn't too far, and the food there was pretty good. You'll be back before anyone knows you were gone. To fend against the morning chill, you pull on Stan's jacket, which you hadn't yet returned from yesterday. You didn't see him when you got up, so it wouldn't hurt to wear it one more time, would it? When you arrive at Greasy's diner, you're immediately greeted with the scent of fresh coffee and sizzling bacon. Bacon. Looking around at the other diners, you'd guess this is the breakfast rush. Of course, in a small town like this, that means about a dozen other people are here. You've only been in Gravity Falls a week, but you're starting to learn some of the names, and Stan's refresher yesterday helped some too. That big burly guy over there with the bushy red beard is... You're struggling to recall his name. Let's see, it was... I know. If I can recall, this is Manly Dan. If it's the same big guy with the bushy red beard. That is Wendy's dad, I believe. That is Dan. Hey, Dan.
Huh? Hey, you're the tourist staying with the Pines. My kids are off somewhere else, so I got an open seat if you need it.
I don't have, like, a camera on me, but, like, the only way I can do his voice is if I'm, like, trying to, like, imitate, like, Strongman. I don't know. It could be nice to talk with someone other than the Pines for once. While fun, their hijinks can get tiring, even for you. I don't know. If I don't know people that well, I typically, like, just kind of a little mean, like, hey, it's nice talking to you, but I think I would prefer to sit by myself, to be completely honest, so. Thanks for the offer, but I'll have to pass today.
Suit yourself!
You seat yourself at an empty booth near the far corner. After a few moments, the waitress approaches your table, and you recognize her as Lazy Susan. So, stranger, not here with the Pines this time, huh? What's your name, anyway? Oh, I'm Ren. Well, Ren, what can I get for ya? You give Lazy Susan your order, and she leaves you alone at your booth. Left to wait, your thoughts drift towards Stan. Your eyes drift easily closed. You find it still early enough in the morning to be tired. The comforting weight of his jacket on you, you imagine how Stan's embrace might feel with those strong arms around you. Oh boy. He used to box, didn't he? You wonder how he'd look like that. And then you remember his offer to teach you a thing or two. Imagine how he'd look giving you private lessons. And despite knowing it'd be unrealistic. The image comes to mind anyway. Oh boy. Well. You snap back to a sudden awareness of your surroundings. Face flushed with the heat of embarrassment, you shake off those thoughts. Where's the chill of the morning when you need it? At that moment, Lazy Susan comes back with your order. Oh, it smells really good. Here you go! So, I've been seeing you around here with the Pines and haven't even had the chance to talk to you yet. Mind if I stay for a bit? Not at all. Okay, so I gotta do my Lazy Susan impression for a little while. This is fun. Let's ask her about the town. So, how long have you lived in Gravity Falls? Oh, my whole life! Besides what happened last summer, it's always been a nice town, nice people, and nice food, right? Yeah, it's great, but, what happened last summer, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, well, never mind all that. That's right, they had the never mind all that order, enacted by Mayor Tyler. Let's ask her about Stan. Do you know Stanley Pines? She laughs. Who doesn't? Oh, he's a real charmer. Such a nice fella. We almost had something once, but it didn't work out. It's so strange. I called him every night. So how are things going with him? Oh, what? You two looked close. Saw you on the lake while I was fishing for dinner. But he's the real catch of the day. Am I right? Laughing, Lazy Susan elbows you companionably, but you're speechless. She winds down with a sigh. Am I right? I'm right. Ask her about the diner. So, are you the owner? Oh gosh, no, I'm just a waitress, but been here ever since I was a teenager. Me and Matilda have been the only waitresses here for years, but we've had a promising new trainee working here since the spring. Oh! She points out the window to where a blonde girl around Mabel's age is shooing a raccoon away from the diner's trash cans. That's Pacifica, isn't it? Lazy Susan puts her hands on her hips with pride. We're starting her out small. Woodpecker's next. And I do think is the first time that the Greasy Diner was ever shown in Gravity Falls, there was some other waitress that was shown. She was never shown again as far as I know, but that's probably Matilda. Probably. Well, I better get back to work. It was nice to meet you, Ren. Enjoy your breakfast. And you do, digging back into your breakfast with gusto until your meal is again interrupted, this time by the buzzing of your phone from inside your pocket. Huh. It's a call from a number you don't recognize. Knowing the game, I should probably pick up. Normally I don't pick up, but I want to know what's going on. Maybe this one won't be from a telemarketer. Hello? I'm gonna guess this is Stan. I don't know, but...
This Ren?
Wait, Stan?
Yeah, it's me. Look, I got a surprise waiting for you back at the shack. Think you can get back over here from wherever you are?
The surprise sounds intriguing, so you promise to be there after breakfast. It's not long until you finish up, pay for your food, and head out the door. As you approach the shack, you spot Stan already outside.
Hey, I was about to call again to make sure you didn't get lost. You planned this sort of timing or what?
It comes naturally. What's the thing you wanted to show me?
You'll see, just follow me.
I think I'm getting better with my Stan voice. Sort of. I know I started using a similar voice for a lot of characters in my Pokemon Let's Play. Anyway. Stan leads you to a room in the back of the shack that you remember being used mostly as a storage space. Now, though, the furniture there has been pushed aside and boxes have been stacked against the walls to make room for what looks like... a boxing ring? It looks ragtag, hand-constructed, and distinctly homemade. He pulled this together just this morning? And more than that, are you psychic? You just left your boxing lesson fantasy on hold in the diner.
I started putting this together last night after everyone went to bed. I was admiring my new clowning again, thinking about our drive last week, and remembered I offered to show you how to throw a better punch.
Stan shrugs, casual, as though he hadn't already put loads of work into what he's prepared for you.
So, what'd you think? Ready to learn how to hit?
Yes, absolutely.
Whoa, someone's eager.
He grins, though, relieved, and it's like a weight came off his shoulders. Did he think you might have said no?
Well, here.
From his pocket, He pulls a roll of what looks like gauze tape.
Before we even do anything, we gotta wrap your hands properly. You could get hurt otherwise.
He takes one of your hands in his, looping the tape around your thumb and winding it around your wrist, then back up your hand, wrapping it snugly. He pulls the tape between and through your fingers as they rest on his palm. His hand is warm, the warmth seeping into yours as he holds it. It's faint, but you can feel the roughness of his palm and you watch as he works, confident but careful. It shouldn't affect you as much as it does. You should feel neutral, grateful, nothing more, but when it's him and the two of you are nearly face to face, the act holds an undeniable intimacy. Oh boy. He pulls the tape back around your thumb, then around your knuckles expertly. It feels tight. No, not tight. Secure. Stan finishes the wrap at the wrist, and you watch him pull the tape towards his mouth. Clenching it between his teeth, he jerks his head to sever it. The remainder is then wrapped back around, snug and complete, and Stan smiles down at his work. He doesn't look up at you yet, but if he had, you would have been embarrassed by the expression that's on your face.
Other hand now.
You offer your other hand, and he starts on it, same as before. This time you watch the act less, and watch the look in his eyes more. It's his focus, you find, and care underneath it. You can see in every pull and twist of the tape, a conviction to protect, to secure. You're so lost in the sights that before you know it, he's done and looking at you again.
Alright, not too tight, is it?
Nope.
Then let me show you how you should be standing.
Standing? Is there something wrong with your posture now? Stan starts giving some sort of explanation, but the moment he steps up to you and places a hand at the small of your back to guide you, words lose their meaning.
You don't want to be too stiff, you see.
He directs you, smoothing out the line of your shoulders, widening your stance, placing guiding hands to show you how you should be positioning yourself. He's talking again, but you're more than a little distracted.
And that's why we do that. Makes sense?
Yeah.
Good. Now on to punching. I've got some personal experience with the way you hit.
I already apologized for that.
And it could use a lot of work, kid. I'm telling you, I barely felt it. Here's how to direct that strength.
He demonstrates, moving to your right to assume the same stance he's guided you into and swinging through empty air. He does it again, slower this time, for him to explain how to shift your weight, where to start from, where to go. Then it's your turn, and after a couple swings of your own, the hands-on guidance is back. Stan's hands, first resting briefly at your waist to adjust the twist of your torso, go next to your shoulders, nudging you into better balance. Then he corrects the movements of your arms, and his chest is warm at your back as he reaches to show you where to go. Your breath catches.
Yes, there! You almost had it. Try it again. Come back here and...
Actually, I think it'd help if I had, something to hit.
Sure, we can. Ren, you sure you want to go on? You're looking kind of red.
This unexpected intimacy is a little overwhelming right now, and he's still so close to you. Especially after what you'd heard at the diner today, that whatever you have with him is obvious. It has you a little on edge. I'm fine. You put this whole room together and we haven't even used it yet. We should.
For that, you're gonna need these.
He holds up a pair of standard, albeit a bit old, boxing gloves, handing them to you. You have some trouble putting them on. They're a little big.
Hold on, let me do it. I'll lace them up for you.
He takes your hand again, like earlier, pulling the laces of the glove tighter and tighter until the fit is snug.
Is that too tight?
No, that's fine. He ties it off and takes your other hand, cradling it in his own for a moment before his hands move up, brushing along your wrist. He pulls the laces together, and as he does, you steal a look at his face. There's that same focus, that same care. The longer you stare, the more you feel heat rushing to your face, turning it red.
How about that?
It feels perfect. He looks up, and his eyes lock with yours. He looks away, clearing his throat with a gruff cough, and you notice now that it's his face that's pink.
We should, get started.
It's nice to see you aren't the only one affected, as you watch Stan quickly wrap his own hands with a lingering blush on his face. He pulls on a pair of fingerless gloves next, and walks into the makeshift ring.
You're gonna try to land a hit on me, alright?
What, you're just gonna stand there and let me hit you? Stan laughs, shaking his head.
You think I'd make it that easy on you, Ren? No, I'm gonna be hitting back. Of course, I'm not gonna let any of my hits land, but it'll stall you enough to make it a challenge. Remember what I showed you. Jab, swing, and block. Putting them in action is just the next step. Boxing's pretty simple when you get down to it, but it's all in the timing. You need to know what that other person in the ring is thinking. It's almost like a dance.
I'm starting to lose the voice. Oh boy.
That other person in the ring, even though you're up against each other, they're just as much your partner as they are your opponent. Even though you're going head to head, you have to be willing to get intimate with him, knowing the right moves at the right time and in the right place. You wind up forming a bond with your opponent.
You nod and step up to join him in the ring. Where did you learn so much about boxing?
Well,
Aw, he looks sad.
When we were kids, my brother and I had it a little rough. We weren't too popular with the other kids in the neighborhood. So our old man put us through boxing lessons. He wanted us to be tougher. My brother couldn't quite take to it. Not exactly. Poindexter could ace the lesson, same as how he was good at anything he put that big old brain towards, but he quit first chance he could. But me? Heh, what else did I have going for me, you know? If anything, I had to be tough enough to protect him, to keep us all safe. I've always got to be a tough one, and I always have been. It's hard, but sooner or later, you forget what it's like to not have to feel tough, so I guess you could say it gets easier.
I am totally losing the voice.
After Ford and I...
Oh, is he thinking about the fight?
After I left home, I was on the road for a bit. Got into my fair share of trouble that followed me wherever I went. But I was fine. I was tough enough. I knew how to fight. It got me far enough, didn't it? It's gotten me through all these years, and here I am with the...
Stan's eyes seem to glisten, but he looks away before you can tell for sure. He smiles with that big, ridiculous grin, as though to reassure you. He fakes a cough and wipes at his nose.
Jeez, it's so dusty back here. We might as well get started already, huh? You probably don't want to listen to me rambling all day. Like I said, timing is key. Is it time to make that big swing? Or will they be able to block it? Sometimes it's smarter to just take a quick jab. Even if you don't hit that hard, being quick enough to wear your partner down and keep him blocked is enough to get you there. So, let's dance.
Oh boy. What? Oh, it's a minigame. Time for a minigame, okay. A jab is faster than the block and does 1 damage. A swing does 3 damage, but is stopped by a block. If neither opponent blocks, both hits will succeed. Make your move? I'm gonna start with a block, I think. Stan doesn't look like he's tiring out anytime soon. Let's do a jab versus a swing. Ah, they both hit. So my stamina is going down. Okay. Stan doesn't look like he's tiring out anytime soon. Let's swing. Nope, he blocked it. Stan doesn't look like he's tiring out anytime soon. Let's try another swing. It's an even match. You can feel your confidence rising. Let's try a block. Haha! We'll take a jab versus a block. Hey! Jab beats a block, right? Let's try swing versus swing. You're weighing him down alright, but you're not feeling hot yourself. Let's try a block versus a jab. Oh, nope. Another block versus another jab. Let's try swing. Nope. Did we both knock the other out? You'd have to call it. You don't have any energy left in you. Stan's panting by now, sweat shining on his forehead and collarbone.
I'm with you there, kid. I think we both had enough.
Okay. Stan laughs.
It's been too long since I last had a decent fight. Hey, you were great!
You laugh too. The two of you lock eyes again, and there it is. That warmth, that redness. You're both covered in sweat, out of breath, and even though you're both exhausted, you still pick up on the light in his eyes, an eagerness. There's something that's waiting to break in this moment of eye contact. Breaking the silence, you decide to be the first to act this time. You know what? I think I'd love to dance with you sometime.
Yeah, we should do this again.
Definitely. But, I mean, I think I'd really like to dance with you in a more literal sense, too. Not as opponents, but together. You and me. You hope he feels this, too. This connection, this chemistry you have. It can't just be you. Your breath is held, nervous, and while it feels like time stood still in the space of that pause, just a second later, Stan breathes in, and then he speaks.
I'd like that, you know? I'd really like that.
He's smiling in a way that lights up his face like you haven't seen before. You're smiling too, wide and goofy, full of a sheer giddiness that you can't contain. There's something intoxicating about it. With that feeling running through you, it's a hard fall back to earth. Hey, can you help me get these gloves off? Stan laughs, loud and free, and obliges. It's later that day, just after dinner, when you get around to telling Stan about your time at the diner. So, I guess what I'm asking is it always like that around here?
People talking about my love life?
What's a love life?
Love life? After you survived Mabel, everyone else is small fry. There's not much else to talk about in this town, so when the tourist crashes their car into the jewel of the town at the peak of the season, that's prime material.
I'm getting a drink.
Enough of that, though. I thought we could have a more private movie night. You know, to wind down a little. I keep the movies in that cabinet there. Go on and pick one.
You open it up to reveal stacks of VHS tapes and a few DVDs. What do you want to watch? We could watch a heart-rending classic drama, a stomach-churning horror film, or a documentary that you assume is Ford's. You know, I don't like horror. Documentary doesn't sound like something that would be good for a movie night, so drama it is. It's an old black and white movie about a young woman whose lover has to leave the country to pursue his dreams. At the film's climax, right as he's about to get onto the boat to sail off for foreign lands, the lovers kiss as violins swell, the promise never to forget each other, and he sails away, knowing they'll never see each other again. You hear sniffling, and after confirming that it didn't come from the TV, you realize it's coming from your left, from Stan. He's resolutely staring at the TV with a deep-set frown on his face, but his eyes shine with withheld tears. Huh. Stan really is a romantic at heart. Good call, Mabel. You act like you didn't notice and continue to watch as the heroine returns to her average life, clearly no longer satisfied with mundanity. Feeling comfortable, you shift your position a bit to rest your head on Stan's shoulder.
Getting sleepy?
A little, but I gotta see how this ends. There's no way she's just gonna go on like that. Stan chuckles before making a sound of excitement.
Look, this is the best part.
He said about 3 times already, but you don't mind at all. Not too long after, the film concludes, leaving exactly what the woman did when she returned to the dock late at night unclear, setting up for a sequel you know Stan has in his collection. The ending credits scroll across the screen against a melancholy orchestral accompaniment. That was a good movie and you're crying, or that was a good movie? I don't cry that easily, but sure, why the heck not? Hey, his wasn't the only heart that drama touched. That movie played your heart like a fiddle and a tear runs down your cheek as the credits roll. You wipe it away, but Stan notices.
You feel that much for them, huh?
His tone is gruff with emotion he can't hide.
I bet I could get Seuss to write one of those fix-it stories.
Ah, like a fixed fanfic. Really?
He fixed it. He fixed detectives so that detectives.
I am totally unable to say detective in Stan's voice. I think I almost said Stan instead of detective. But anyway.
He fixed detectives so that detective's twin brother loved him again, just like when they were kids. I'll see what he can whip up.
By the time the credits are over, you're sleepy enough that you can't imagine getting up from your spot. Stan seems to feel the same, but the jarring shift of the TV screen from black and loud, snowy static brings him to his feet. From black to loud, snowy static brings him to his feet. He grumbles, switching the unit off, but not bothering to take the tape out. You're right, that was pretty good.
Of course I was, Ren.
Stan offers you his hand to help you up and out of your seat, and you accept. Your eyes meet for a moment, the faint glow of the table lamp catching in them, before you break the silence with a laugh, smiling tiredly. Thanks for the session today. My arms are sore, so I hope that means it's working. It's then you realize that your hand is still in Stan's, and he beams at you.
Oh, definitely.
Well, good night then, Stan. I'll see you in... You glance to the clock. A few hours, I guess.
Sure thing. Good night, Ren.
You go to bed that night, comforted that perhaps Seuss's fanfiction can fix it all. And there we go! The love meter has gone up a little bit more, and it's like you were made for each other. So, I'm guessing that that's Waddles right there. But anyway, I am going to leave this episode of Swooning Over Stans off here. That was fun. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use that picture as a thumbnail, because apparently my mom has been seeing the thumbnails on her YouTube feed. Apparently she's subscribed to my channel. I don't know what she'll think of that particular image, or heck, even the last one. Anyway, I will leave this episode off here. If you enjoyed watching this video, please go ahead and hit the like button down below and leave a comment telling me what you think. It really helps me know what you guys think, and if I should have done anything different to improve things, please let me know, but otherwise, I should be okay. And anyway, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit subscribe, and you'll be able to watch new episodes as they're uploaded. I upload Swooning Over Stans every Wednesday. I have other series that are also uploaded weekly. Swooning Over Stans is every Wednesday, though, at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you want to watch more, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay safe out there, friends.